My name's Nick Dyer. I'm 65 years of age. I am currently retired, not in gainful employment, but I am the chair of the Board of Trustees of Nantwich Museum. A happy life, wow. If I had the formula, I'd probably sell it to you. I think what makes a happy life is to be reasonably stress-free. I think being very stressed about whatever in life doesn't help anybody to be happy. I think it's nice to have enough money to not worry about money, and it's probably the main thing is, especially as you get older, is to have your health and to feel that you're pretty healthy and not weighed down by the burden of illness and that sort of thing. And I suppose you think about your family. It's nice to have a family around you. I'm married, so I have a partner who's also my best mate. And all these things kind of contribute, I think, to making one feel like. Yes, I think so. I still have a busy life. I put in, I spend quite a lot of time with the museum. I sing with a choir, and 3 years ago I started to learn the clarinet, which I'm still trying to master, but I love doing that, and I go have a lesson each week. We travel as much as we can these days, and I like to get involved with other people's things like this. Well, if you mean what age do we get old, what stage of our life do we get old, I'm very tempted to go with the cliche, you're as old as you feel, but that feels a little bit trite. I think that it's very hard to feel old yourself unless you really want to, because to be honest, deep down inside, when I look out through these eyes, I'm still looking out with the eyes probably somebody in their early 30s, which I know sounds crazy, but I think that's the way it is. Your body obviously tells you a little bit about you getting old, bones creak and joints ache a little bit, you can't run quite as fast as you could. And again, the old cliche, you run upstairs, you get to the top of the stairs and you say, oh, I wish I could remember why I came up for, sort of thing. That happens sometimes. But I think it's a state of mind, I think it's an outlook, and I think it's a way of seeing the world and thinking about the world, and I hope I still am about 35. Right. When I finished work, my last job was, I was assistant director of services for older people in St Helens Council. So clearly I knew quite a lot about older people's services, and knew what about people think about older people. I think people have a very double-edged view on older people. On the one hand, they want to sort of patronise people, they want to sort of look after older people and all this kind of thing. And on the other side of it, I think people are scared to death of actually getting old themselves and don't like to see people who are not mobile, who are, say, suffering from dementia, something like that. So I think that society has a very mixed view. I hate the way the BBC refers to pensioners. I'm not a pensioner, although I do collect a pension, which is nice. I'm a person, and I've always been a person, and that's not changed at all. But I think society is getting slightly better at the way it sees older people, if only because there are more of us than there were. Thoughts on death? I don't think about death a lot, but when I do, I kind of see it as an end point, and I try to be sort of, be positive. I don't want to die, don't get me wrong, but I sort of try and see it as a positive thing. I think the thing that I've begun to think about in the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years, is to sort of realise you only do have a finite time left. It's not going to go on forever. So, pack in what you can, travel as much as you can, because it's a big world and there's lots of things to see. Try things that maybe I wouldn't have tried before, and spend a little money I've got as well, because you know, there's no point, you can't take it with you, and you might as well enjoy things while you're here. So at the moment I'm trying to stay positive and trying to see it as something that will happen inevitably, but not a lot you can do about it. I think the really big issue is that one wants to stay healthy, and that growing old and not being healthy is not nice, not good. Well, I suppose I'm reasonably happy with the way things go at the moment. You know, I'm quite active, quite healthy, we do lots of things. My wife's still working. She's sort of working very hard at the moment, because she's 7 years younger than me. So I'm hoping that in the next few years she'll either slow down or retire, and we can do even more, you know, do the months tour to Australia and New Zealand and that kind of thing. But as long as I keep my health and my strength, I don't see things changing particularly. I think my advice always to my daughter, I have two daughters, one of whom's nearly 29 and the other one is 25. And what I've tried to instill in them is to aim for the stars. That if you aim high, okay, you might not reach quite the level that you're aiming at, but you'll get a lot higher than if you just sort of don't aim at all, if you see what I mean. I don't believe this thing about anybody can do anything they want to. You know, I was never going to play for England in football, or star in a Hollywood movie or something like that. But I do think that you can do things, experience things, if you go for it, that you might not otherwise have done. So I think my advice would be aim a bit higher, Nick, and try and achieve just a little bit more. I don't kind of see in generational terms like that, to be honest. I think there are some really great people, older people, and there's some people who I wouldn't want to know who are old. There's some fantastic younger people, and there are some younger people who, you know, I'd like to give a good talking to, sort of thing. And all the same in between. My belief really is that, okay, there may be shades of difference of opinions and things like that and experience, but I think people generally are pretty much the same, you know, whether they're old, young, or what have you. I'm not a great believer in generational thing. I don't believe, you know, the younger generation or deadlines and all that kind of thing anymore. Do I believe that all the older people in the world have the wisdom and experience to get everything right? You know, I think people are people in general. I've tried advising my daughters, and probably got nowhere. I suppose it's very similar to my last answer, really. It's go for it. You know, sort of kind of have a think about what you want to try and do, and just try and make it happen as far as you possibly can. And be nice to people. That helps. Everybody in the world is nice to each other. It can be a lot less stressful, and you'll be a lot happier. I think the thing is that relationships go through different phases, so it's hard to characterise a lifelong relationship or a loving relationship as one thing. I mean, initially you're all full of romance and emotion and hormones and all that kind of thing, which make you feel one way and do some things to you. Later on, you kind of tend to be bound up in family bringing up and career building and all that sort of thing, and you need your partner for different kinds of support. And when you get older, again, things change for you, and you need your partner for different things. I think, you know, the one thing that I always think about with my partner is that I think we're really good friends, as well as whatever else, you know, in the relationship. And I think that's really important, probably, that you've got somebody you can trust and have a good time with. That's quite important.